Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another episode with Boss Beauty. My name is Olateju Bello if you're new, and if you've been coming all along, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for staying. I appreciate all of you guys. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you guys, giving you guys an update about my crizanlizumab therapy. I know it's been a while since I should have done this video a long time ago, but there's been so many things happening, and you know, this girl has just been busy. So yeah, I decided to come and do the video now. I think now is actually a good time to do it, you know, because there's been a lot of things that's happened. There's been a lot of changes, but I am still on the treatment, and I just thought I'll let you guys know how it's going so far and how I'm doing so far as well. So I started the treatment in March, as you guys know. So this is August, and that's like April, May, June, July, August. That's like 5 months. I've had my fifth, I would say sixth treatment, because I had 2 treatments in March. But yes, this is the 5th month of me having it. And I actually had the 5th one today. Yes, so since I started the treatment, I've actually not had a major crisis that I've gone to the hospital for, like for a sickle cell crisis admission. I've not had any since the last one I had in February before the treatment. And that is a very good, you know, a very good milestone. That's very good for me. However, I've had something that felt like sickle cell crisis. Like I had pains in my knee, but it wasn't bad enough for me to actually go to the hospital. So I just managed that with my painkillers at home, and I was fine, to be honest. Yes, I was okay. And then because I've had fracture in my shoulder before the treatment, you guys know about that, you know, that is still there. It's not going anywhere. Like I said, it was a vascular necrosis. That's the diagnosis. And it doesn't go anywhere because it's one of the complications of sickle cell. I've not fallen from anywhere. So yeah, that's not the reason for the fracture. It's basically lack of blood supply that's caused my fracture in my right shoulder. And since I've had that diagnosis, I've always had pains in there every now and then. But even with that, I've actually not had one that is really painful, that, you know, I would need to go to A&E for it. So I've been able to treat myself at home with my codeine and paracetamol. And then the new thing that I wanted to actually talk to you guys about is my Picc Line. I'm sure you guys have been seeing these 2 yellow caps poking, and you're thinking, what is that in her hand? So as you guys know, the crizanlizumab, based on, you know, what I've told you guys about it before, it's an infusion. So it's basically like a transfusion. It's just that it's not blood, you know. So for them to be able to do it, they need to go through the vein. However, because my veins are very bad, I've always lamented about, you know, my ridiculous veins. So because my veins are really bad, it was a struggle at some point. Like I remember going in May. This was actually a day before my birthday, and I went, and after about different nurses trying different trials, like needles, if you have a very bad vein and you go to the hospital, you actually, when I say different trials, you know that sometimes it's not just one person, it could be 2, or they would even go and get someone that they feel like, yes, if this person does it, they will get the vein. But for Olateju Bello, it's not that case. Anyway, so you know, I went on the 10th of May for my treatment, and my veins were just, it felt like they were dead. Like it was just not bringing out anything. And when I went in March, it was a struggle to get the veins. When I went in April, it was a struggle as well. And even before I started the treatment, it's always been a struggle to actually get my veins. So the doctor already suggested that if the worst come to worst and they can't get my veins, then they would have to do a Picc Line or Hickman line. So when I went in May, and they tried and tried, actually before that appointment on the 10th of May, or on the same day, I had an appointment with the doctor. So I remember saying to the doctor that, yes, I don't mind, you know, staying on the treatment. I think I'm liking it. I would want to give it a try. Like, let's even have it for a year and see how it works for me. But the struggle for me was the fact that it always took a while before they actually get me cannulated. Like, I would actually go for this appointment, and for hours, they're still struggling to actually cannulate me. And that used to be very painful. Like by the time I finish the treatment, I'm just tired, because the treatment is only like 30 minutes. But to actually get me cannulated, 2 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm still there. Like, I'm still there. Nothing is happening. So it was like, right, maybe it's gotten to the stage where we will consider doing a Picc Line. So anyway, I went to the day unit to actually get my treatment, and then the struggle started. The you know, the different nurse tried it, the technique that they used the month before, the nurse tried it. I even told the specific nurse that there was this particular nurse that actually got it the last time, and they were like, oh, it's on holiday, so you know, somebody else has to do it. And then another person did it, and then another person with different needles in different places. You know, they kept poking me, and at the end of the day, on the 10th of May, I couldn't have the treatment because they couldn't find any vein. Yes, it was that bad. Like, they couldn't find anything. And this is after a series of poking. Yeah, I'm sure it was definitely more than 10 needles. I took a picture. I hope I've not deleted it. If I've not deleted it, I will link it in this video. So you can see the plasters that was literally in my arm, like both arms. So that was really painful. And I think I was there for more than 3 hours. Different people trying, oh, we're going to get one of the specialist nurses that can do it. Oh, we're going to get that person. And eventually they couldn't get it. It was just really, really, you know, really tiring. So I was just like, okay. And obviously with the treatment, I explained before that it's very expensive, and they would not make the treatment unless you're actually physically there. And obviously I was there. It's just that the veins are not showing up. So the treatment was ready, and they couldn't give it to me because my veins were not playing up. So eventually they were like, oh, we'll have to book you another appointment. So I said, well, tomorrow is my birthday, but if I have to come in the morning, I will come in the morning, because I think the infusion, I think, is valid for up to 24 hours or 12 hours. I can't remember. So I said, I'll come in the morning before the time actually runs out on it. But they were like, no. Obviously, before you come in the morning, before we actually start to cannulate you, and before we even get the vein, and there's no guarantee that they will get it even when I come the next day. So the doctor was like, all right, this is the time. We're going to make you an appointment for a Picc Line. And once we have the Picc Line in, then you wouldn't have to be cannulated again, because that would be like a permanent vein for you, and the treatment will go in there. And even if you were to have crisis or you need any treatment, it can go in the line. And I was like, oh, that's nice, you know, what better way? As long as I'm not being poked, I'm okay. I would give it a try. So they booked an appointment for me for end of May, and I went to get my Picc Line. So I'm going to show you guys what the Picc Line actually looks like. So I've been carrying this Picc Line since May, like end of May, and we're in August. I went on holiday with it, and yeah. So this top is very easy. So that's what my Picc Line looks like. So they've gone into a vein. To be honest, even when the doctor did it, he was like, that's not the best vein, but that's the one we could find that we'll make use of. So it's a matter of looking after it, making sure nothing happens to it, because if it gets blocked, obviously they have to do another one. And guys, I don't think I want another one. This one is literally, it's okay. Anyway, so they find the vein and go through it, you know, it was done under local anesthetics, and it was like a day clinic thing. So I just went in, they did it, and then I went for an x-ray to check that it was in a good place, it was in the right place, and it was fine, and then I could go home. So I'm going to try and find a proper explanation for how this Picc Line is done, but I know that there is, I don't know if it's a pipe or something, I could feel something going in. So they put whatever it is all the way to my heart and to like the vein. So I don't know if the vein is there or the vein is in my heart, but yeah, it was done that way. So yeah, I will find a proper picture and an explanation for the Picc Line. But yes, this is like a permanent vein where the treatment just goes, and I carry this about with me. Yeah, and every week these 2 lines get flushed and the dressing gets changed. That's why it looks so neat. I've actually just done one today. It was treatment day today, so I've had the treatment in there, and then it's been flushed and changed as well. I think it was sometime in July. Yeah, one before I went on my holiday. The nurse was flushing it, and then one of the line was messing about, like it was blocked. I was like, oh, this one is blocked, and I was already stressed. Like, don't even say that. I can't go through, like when they told me they were doing a Picc Line, to me it was just one of those ones that they do when I'm in crisis. They just put cannula in your hands, and then, you know, that was what I thought I was getting. I didn't even think that it was going to be painful or that painful. So anyway, they did it, and by the time I finished the whole procedure and I was going on, obviously the local anesthetics is one off, so I started to feel the pain. I remember driving home with this hand like that, and I was just using this hand to drive, and nah, it was really stressful. Even the next day I couldn't go to work because the pain it wasn't what I expected. I didn't expect it to be that painful the next day, but it was really painful, guys. I'm not joking. And after that time, like, I've been okay. There's no pain. However, because in the last 2 weeks I've had something that felt like crisis, as I said earlier, I don't know if that's what's playing up in this hand, but I've had a very bad pain in this hand. Like, this part feels really sensitive. If anything touches it, oh my goodness, it feels like it's gone to my heart. Like, I can feel it. It feels like someone's punched me like really hard in there, and I just feel like I want to cry. So I actually went to the clinic last week and to get the dressing changed. I remember telling the nurse, I said, this, I don't know, I said for some reason, this, especially the point where the needle went, like, it's become so sensitive, it's painful, and it was sore as well. Obviously they've covered it now and I can't open it to show you guys. So it was sore around there and it was swollen. So she got the doctor, and the doctor was like, right, there's two things. Is it an infection or there's a clot in there? And I'm like, oh my God, please don't tell me any of this. But before before they did it, I already got a prescription for some anticoagulant, apixaban, and that helps to, you know, prevent clotting, basically. So it's something that helps to thin your blood and it stops any clots from forming. Basically, that's what it's supposed to do. So I've been taking that tablet literally twice a day since May that I had this. So I'm just like, why would I have a blood clot? Like, you know, I don't want that. So she ordered an emergency scan, and they booked the scan for me. I went, they took some bloods and did the blood test, and by the time I went back after the scan, they were like, right, it's good. There is no blood clots and there is no infection, so that's good. So it's either I was just I just had a reaction or to the plaster, of which I remember that the one before that was very loose, and I told the nurse, I said, that one was really loose, I didn't like it, this was dangling around. So she did it, the tape that she used, or should I say the plaster or the dressing that she used, she did it really hard on. I think she just did it so that, you know, I don't complain again. Maybe that was too tight. I think that was what gave me the soreness around it. Like, it was proper red. By the time the nurse took it out last week, she could see the sore, and she was like, yeah, there's something going on. So after I did the scan, they gave me the results. I was happy. Then I go in the lab because I was at work. So I got in the lab, but I could still feel the pain, and I'm like, why is this so painful? And then when I touched it, I realized that that part, because with this, it's like a hook that actually keeps it in place inside my arm, so that if anything, it just doesn't, it's not, what's the English to use? Like, it's not just something that would just, it's not loose. So it just doesn't come out unnecessarily. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, there's a hook in there. So it looks like the hook was actually pinching a different part of maybe my vein inside it, or the flesh inside it, or something, I don't know. So I felt like the dressing was really tight, like I needed to move it and just move this a little bit and just put it in place, but it was so hard. Like last week Thursday, I was proper in pain. I had to use painkillers and I just couldn't explain it. And then the next day I was okay. I went back to work. The pain was still there, but it wasn't as bad as Thursday. So I just felt like maybe it was just the crisis pain that I was already feeling. Maybe that's just what thought, right, let me just mess about with this thing. You know, I think that's the only thing I can explain that happened, because they flushed it today and it was fine. Nothing has happened to it, and you know, I've had a treatment and I'm back home. So as I was saying, when I said that it was the other time when it didn't want to flush, that actually had, and then the nurse was like, it had a clot in there, so they had to give me something, obviously not a tablet, it was something that they flushed through it to actually dissolve the clot, and that worked. She flushed it and it was fine. So every single week I'm going to get it flushed. I'm just like, God, please don't let this thing get blocked. Don't let any clots happen in there. Like every prayer that I know, I'm just praying, and like nothing must happen to this thing. At least up until 1 year when I've fully received that treatment. So I've been fine. As I said, I've not had any reasons to go to hospital for them to actually pull a new needle. So all of my holes, they all disappeared. You know, my hands are looking nice and fresh, no marks or anything on my hand. So that's, you know, I was like, this is really good. So last week, because I've been having a very weird headache since December, and since I've known myself as Olateju Bello, I've never known anything that is headache. I've never even had it. But all of a sudden from December, I started to have the headache. In fact, it was Google that told me it was headache. The only way I could describe it was something weird happening in my head that was very uncomfortable. Sometimes when I'm sleeping, like I will proper wake up, sit down, use painkillers, and I would not sleep for 2 hours, 3 hours. Sometimes I'll just wake up in the morning and I'll be like, oh, I actually slept, you know. So anyway, they've done an MRI scan for that and they couldn't see anything. But I was like, there is still something happening because I still feel it every now and then. So the doctor said, right, we'll order a CT scan. So anyway, the CT scan appointment was last week Friday when I was already in pain in this arm. So I went to the clinic, and then obviously to do a CT scan, they need to cannulate you and infuse some dye that helps with the CT scan. So this is me getting excited. I've got Picc Line. So I got there and the lady was like, yeah, we can't use the Picc Line because there's possibility that obviously they needed something bigger and this was really small. So it could actually get it busted. Immediately she said busted, I was like, forget it. You're not busting this. Like, nothing's happened to this line. So she said, right, we would have to actually cannulate you. And I'm like, I got very bad veins. Like, I'm just warning you in advance. My veins are ridiculous. And she was like, okay, it's okay. We'll just give it a try. She tried. Another colleague tried. 5 needles, 6 needles, 7 needles. They were in and out and, you know, nothing was happening. And then the bad one was that they actually tried there. I should have said no. But this is me. I just wanted the CT scan to be done. Because I know how long it took me to wait for that appointment. So telling me to go home and then come back. And I'm just like, no. I just said, okay, let's give that a try. I should have said no. Anyway, they tried it. But because obviously they tried all the other places and it wasn't happening. So I guess they were just like, let's just go deeper. So they went deeper into this one. As soon as I finished, obviously they couldn't get the veins still. So the CT scan did not happen because there was no veins. So I have to wait for another appointment for the CT scan. Anyway, after I'd finished, I just started to feel this very discomfort in this arm. Like this area was just like, nah, you're not staying in work. No, you're not okay. No, you're not. But I really don't want to go to A&E. Yeah, I work in the hospital. I work in the lab. So I know what the kind of, you know, busyness. Does that even make sense? I know how busy it is in A&E department. So I'm like, no, I'm not going to us. I think they need to actually do something in a hospital where with sickle cell, we can just go in when we're in crisis rather than going to A&E, because obviously, I know it's an emergency, you have to go there, but it's just the fact that sometimes you're there hours in pain and nothing is happening, they're not giving you any treatment. It's really frustrating. Like, you just feel like, I should have stayed at home and just used what I have. And that's the only reason why I'm just like, anything to take me to A&E right now. God, please don't let me see it. Obviously, the only thing will be crisis. So I just like, yeah, I don't want to be sick. I don't want to go to hospital, this and that. So the pain was so bad. I just went to one of my managers. I was just like, I'm sorry, I have to go home. Like, I'm just not okay. Even from my face, I actually felt like I wanted to cry, because it was just like, there's something every week when I go to get this flushed. Pardon me. The fact that it's there alone, I don't want to say that it's frustrating. Obviously, it's not painful every day. I'm used to it now, you know. I actually wear it like this with pride. Like, it's my aunt. If you're worried, come and talk to me. And no one has actually been to talk to me. When I actually went on, I was going to do a video when I went on holiday about my experience of this at the check-in. It wasn't a bad experience. It was just the fact that, oh, we just needed it clear. And I didn't even, as I was going, I knew there was going to be a problem. So I didn't even bother putting any bandage or whatever on it. I just left it like this. So I felt like everyone was looking at me like, is she sick? Like, what's in her hand? You know, I don't care. It's mine, you know, and it's for my own benefits. Anyway, so far, apart from the fact that, yeah, that's weird. I have to go and get it flushed every day, every week. Imagine if I wasn't working in that hospital. It means I have to book time off from my work to actually get it flushed. It means it's a lot of discomfort, to be honest, a lot of stress. But as long as the treatment works, then I can console myself to say it was worth it. So far, I would say it's worth it because it's helped me to be able to carry on with the treatment at least for the past 3 months that I've had it on. So that's a positive for me, and I'm actually grateful for that. I'm happy. But apart from, you know, the stress going to the clinic every week, get it flushed, if it's not blocked one day, then there is pain the other day, and then it's sore the other day, and it's just, that's the life, guys. That is the life. To be honest, I don't wish sickle cell on anybody, not even my enemy. Yeah, because it can be really stressful. It's draining. Is, can I say life consuming? Time consuming? But yeah, guys, the crizanlizumab journey has been good so far. If you're still considering, oh, should I try it, should I not try it, I would say definitely give it a go. I know that some people have, you know, stopped the treatment. One thing, it could be because their veins are bad, and obviously they have to cannulate them to be able to do the treatment, and they don't want to carry this about. Yes, I know that some people have stopped it because of their veins, and some people because it's actually not worked for them. So just because I said I think it's working for me does not mean that it's going to work for the next person. It's not a cure. It's just a prevention, you know. It's just something to help us stay out of hospital. So anything to help me stay out of hospital, I'm up for it. So I would try anything. As long as it's not going to take my life, I would definitely try it. So far, since I've started this thing, that's another thing I was going to say to you guys. Since I've started this treatment, I feel like I've put on some healthy weight. Like, I look really healthy. Everywhere is full. Okay, yeah, I said that. But yeah, I feel like, yeah, I've become really healthy. Like, my eyes are not yellow, green as they would. It gets yellow and green sometimes. Then I know that, yes, you have overworked yourself. You know, you need to calm down, drink lots of water. But overall, like, I feel like I have put on healthy weight. Like, my neck, before you would see my choker lines, but it's full, like it's blocked, you know. That is really good. Like, I can't remember the last time that my neck was this full. Like, I can't actually remember. So yeah, I'm happy for that. I'm grateful and I'm thankful to God that I'm still able to do this, get the treatment. So yeah, we are going to be on the treatment for a year unless it gets cancelled. If it doesn't get cancelled, then yeah, I think I'll definitely keep going. Because anything for me to stay with my family, spend time with my children, go on holiday, have fun, and not spend half of my life in a hospital, then yes, I would give it a go. And I'm glad that I actually said yes to this treatment so far. So yeah, that's my update so far. So we'll see, you know. I will definitely keep updating you guys as we go along. Maybe the next video is going to be like 9 months or a year. It depends how free I am and how... I've been really wanting to do the video a long time ago, but is it that I can't be bothered to put the lights up, or I'm just tired, I'm just busy. There's just too many things happening, and now I'm just like, yeah, I have to do it today. And guys, please watch this video, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends. Guys, if they give them the option for the crizanlizumab, I would definitely say yes, give it a go. If it works for you, perfect. If it doesn't, at least you've tried. Everything is just all about trying. Life is all about taking risk. So I take risk with money. Why wouldn't I take risk with this? This is just a line. It doesn't ruin my fashion. Like, it's not like I will. I have gone out with boob tube, tank tops, you know, and everyone knows that it's there. Even on my Instagram, if you go there, you will see me doing makeup videos. It's there, you know. It's not uncomfortable. It's just, yeah, it's just apart from that noise, you know, it's there. It doesn't do anything. I have a sleeve that I actually wear when I'm going to have a bath, or obviously I cannot do swimming. Yeah, yes, I can't do swimming. I can't do heavy exercise whilst this is on. So I have a sleeve that is waterproof that I actually put on when I'm having my bath in the morning, and then I take it off after the bath. I don't take it to work. It's only when I'm bathing. Let me show you guys. So this is my sleeve, my waterproof sleeve, and this was prescribed after I got the line done, and I have to wear this every time I'm going in water. So I just wear it like that. I'm sure you guys are thinking, so do you not wash your hands? Yes, I wash this part and I wash this part, so I can move this up and I wash this part. The only part that I can't wash is that side, and that's why I get it flushed every week and I get the dressing changed. So every week when I go, they actually use alcohol wipes to clean the area. So they clean the area with alcohol wipes every week when I go. So I'm still clean. Okay, so don't worry about having a shower. And when I went on holiday, I had what's it called, hammam bath, which I didn't read about not swimming before I did it. But anyway, I had cling film around it, and then I wore this over it as well. But because it was a proper hammam bath, like they were pouring loads of water on us and everything, it still got wet. And one thing that I've noticed is every time this actually got wet, it feels like it was breathing. Like I keep getting this pumping sensation. So I try as much as possible to actually leave it as dry as possible. So since I know that I cannot do the swimming, it's not like I swim before anyway. I just get in the water and take pictures. But I did not actually get in the pool this time. It was just my feet that went in the pool. I didn't go physically. So yes, anyway guys, this is the end of today's video. I hope this video is not too long for you guys, but you need to listen to it to the end so that you can get the whole gist of how my therapy is going and how I'm surviving so far. But yes, thank you so much for staying with me. Thanks for enjoying the video with me, and give this video a thumbs up, share with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, and this skin is glowing. Like seriously, you guys can tell that I look healthy, right? I normally you look tired, but now I feel like no, I don't look tired like before. But yeah, you can still tell in my eyes that there's something wrong, but the face is glowing. Yeah, and my hair, you guys have seen it before. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch the video. The hergivinghair.com, I think, yeah, or .co.uk, one of them, or hergivinghair. For this hair, it's from hergivinghair on Instagram. Do check them out. And this is a headband wig. I have a video on this wig in my YouTube channel, so if you just scroll through it, you would see it. I recently just washed and revamped this, like hydrate it, put some curling mousse, and I just gave it life, and I wore it to work today, and everyone was like, wow, your hair is nice, your hair is looking good. And I'm like, thank you, thank you. I was feeling fly. Anyway guys, I will see you next time in my next video. Stay safe, stay blessed. See you later. Bye.